back to Sextras,
where we talk about sex and all the extras.
I'm Honey.
And I'm Maria.
And today we are joined by Dee.
Hey everyone!
Thank you for joining us.
Oh my god, it's absolutely my pleasure.
We're very excited. We're going to talk to Dee all about long-term relationships because she's been with her boyfriend for 11 years.
11 years.
And she's 26. That's
it's
crazy.
a long time.
Yeah, that is insane. So yeah, we're super excited to get into it. And yeah, let's start with the zones though. Do you want to tell us what zone you're in this week?
My zone today, as it's a Saturday, I'm feeling open-minded. And what was the other one with the green? It's green, basically.
Going with the flow.
Going with the flow.
Just like
For the podcast
so...
like this, you kind of have to, don't you?
just be as open-minded as
Yeah,
possible.
literally.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Madge.
What zone am I in? Maybe I'm just in the green zone at the moment, you know?
2 greens.
Yeah, I am just going with the flow, like
Nice.
seeing whatever. Haven't like booked a seeing each other date with my boyfriend, so you know,
it has
so
been,
green.
like,
We're just open-minded,
2 days.
keeping it open. Yeah, but you know how they say in long distance relationships, you should like book like the time
true.
you see each other before.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
a,
my
you got a
boyfriend's
time
like
block?
my boyfriend's like I'll book it 2 days before I'm leaving kind of person. So
Not
yeah,
ideal.
it's not our vibe. Apparently, according since he's decided it's not gonna be the vibe.
Yeah, of course. He calls the shots.
So just go with the flow, you know.
No, we actually have like a joint calendar. Otherwise, we can't make any time for each other.
Oh really?
That's such a good idea.
It changed
though.
our relationship completely.
Mate, I'd love that. I'd literally love that. But I just know he'd be like, that's just so much effort. Blah, 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 blah.
And honestly, it's funny because you get notifications as well. So if you put something in, so I think anything that he's doing without me is blue. Anything I'm doing without him is pink.
Oh my God,
And
I love
together
that.
is green.
Oh,
So-
nice.
Sometimes I'll literally look at our calendar and I'll be like, there's no green at all on here. We need to change that. So I'll just like book loads of things for us to do or vice versa.
Yeah.
And then like you time block, you make time
Yeah,
for each
yeah,
other.
I
So
love that.
good.
I genuinely love that idea. I'm
Perfect,
gonna
top
pitch
tip.
it.
Really, really recommend it for anyone that's in a long-term relationship. Anyone.
Yeah.
And it's called Time Tree. That's what the app's called.
Time tree.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Not an ad,
Cute.
but you know,
But if you want to
I
sponsor
recommend
us,
it. I don't
go
work for
for
Time
it.
Tree, but you know, I do recommend it.
Yeah. We have a shared calendar. It's kind of
Oh
made
my
our
god!
life so much
Is it
better.
a Google calendar?
No, it's just on like your Apple calendar on your
Okay.
phone. But
I mean, it's malfunctioning, but
well, yeah, it's not working, which isn't that great, but it is kind of helpful. But yeah, okay. What zone am I in? I feel like I can't say grey again because I've said it so many times.
What's great?
are you not feeling happy? Are you not feeling yellow, excited for your trip?
I am feeling
Are
excited
you
for
going
my
away?
trip,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'm yellow. I'm still a bit grey.
Are you a bit
I'm a bit
scared?
grey and
Get
yellow.
scared.
I'm a bit scared.
Are you scared of travelling or like planes?
I haven't been on a plane since
Wow.
2019.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous.
I feel like
Gotta
I'll be
get
fine.
back on that horse.
No, I think I'll be fine, but I don't like flying anyway, so I'm kind of like stressed, and also I haven't booked my flight home.
Where are you
Or
going?
my-
You're very green
Yeah, I'm
vibes
just going with
also.
the flow.
Where are you
But
going?
I'm going to America.
Oh,
I'm going to
nice.
New York, and then I'm going to California. So yeah, I guess green as well. So we're all green.
You know
Yeah,
what?
we're all just going with the flow.
Yeah,
That
and also I
is
haven't
the colour
packed,
today.
so clearly I am going with the flow.
Living
You
life
really
on the
are
edge.
Right on the edge.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay, well, shall we get into the episode?
Yeah, let's get
Let's do
into
it.
it.
So, could you tell us how you and your boyfriend met, please? Little
For
story
those of
time.
you who don't know me, story time. Yeah, so we met at school,
Mhm.
and I was 14, he was 15, and I think we're only about 3 months apart anyway, so we're basically the same age, in the same year,
Mhm.
and it all started, I think, basically I didn't really have like a romantic interest in him at first. We were just friends, and that friendship started blossoming because we were doing PE GCSE together. Physical education for those that want
Yeah.
to know. No, but that's when we actually started sort of like sitting together on the back of the bus on the way to like rock climbing.
Cute.
Oh, that's really
And then
cute.
just talking loads. But it was a friendship, like more than anything. And I think deep down maybe I was starting to have like romantic feelings for him. But then I was like, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I wouldn't want to ruin this friendship.
Yeah.
So I was like, just swallowed it. And then as it goes, he was having the same feelings, which also wasn't telling me. But you know when you just know, like I could tell that he also liked me.
Yeah.
Then I was just a bit like, let's just see how long this game of chicken goes on for.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm just imagining it or whatever. But no, I wasn't imagining it. And then, God, I can't remember how. It was 11 years ago. I actually can't remember how. Like, did he tell me? Oh, I think we were at a party or something, like a Halloween party. I mean, we'll call it a house party, but when you're 13, like 14, it's not really like a house party.
Yeah.
It was PG-13. But I think it was at a friend's house party for Halloween, and my friend told me that she really liked Adam.
Oh no.
And that she was going to tell him that evening.
What?
And in my head I was like,
Bitch.
Oh
fuck.
no.
I did not. I waited too long
Yeah.
to surface my feelings, and it's fucked now. Like the whole thing is like, it's done. So I was like, I just in my head I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. Then I think somebody went to go get, because back then when you're young, you kind of go in like in groups to go tell people things.
Yeah.
So I think like my friends, the girls, went to go get Adam to bring them to the friend that wanted to tell him that she liked him. And I think Adam was like, I'm really sorry, I don't like you, I like someone else. And then nobody knew I liked him. So that was that was the thing. So all I was thinking was, is he talking about me?
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to tell anyone like my feelings at that time. A month passes since that party, and I still didn't know who he liked.
Yeah.
And then it kind of came out in the wash that it was me.
Yeah.
And then I told him, I think he told me, honestly can't remember, but we ended up a month later like confessing our feelings for each other basically. So that's how it all started.
Oh, that's so
But then
cute.
we kept it a secret for like a month, I think, because
But why?
I think I felt like guilty because
of the
my friend liked him,
Yeah.
and it would have come out of nowhere in her mind, and she might think that I'm jumping on someone that she really liked.
Yeah,
So I was like, shit, no, I can't, I have to protect this right now because I don't want anything to ruin it.
Yeah.
And I also don't want to ruin a friendship, which I didn't, but still.
Yeah.
It was all fine. I think I was just paranoid about that because
Yeah.
that kind of thing, because we were saying, had never happened to me before.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like steal someone else's guy that they liked.
Yeah.
Even though
I feel
he
like
didn't like them back.
Yeah, no, yeah.
it's
yeah.
reasonable to think that
Yeah.
like a 13-year-old or 14-year-old girl would like think that about their friend
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and at the time, and I'm still that way, I always have been, I think I always will be, but at the time, I'm very loyal to my girlfriends, and they matter more to me than my boyfriend still to this day. It,
Nice.
I always will be like that, and
Yeah.
Adam kind of knows his place in my life,
Yeah.
and that's where it is.
Yeah, good.
No, but he's equally important to me as my friends, but I think I will always, I don't know, I'm a very loyal person, loyal girlfriend to my friends, and also to Adam, but like, yeah, my friends always come first somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're living together now, so it's actually easier to put him first now
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's how we started.
Oh, very
So you got
cute.
together, and was it like, the usual like kind of 14, 15-year-old relationship, or was it like
very serious
Like what-
from the beginning.
Very serious. Adam told me I was his soulmate.
What?
Oh my god.
what, like right at the start?
Okay, listen, okay. Oh my god.
That's
you know when things come flooding back to you, that's what's happening right now. But guess what? So this happened before we were like boyfriend and girlfriend official.
Yeah.
And before that Halloween party. I'm forgetting something here.
Okay.
But we had been doing PE together and like going kayaking and like rock climbing and getting to know each other in the back of the bus. So
Okay.
we were doing because I think it was like still like maybe first month of term back at school, and we were doing like sometimes they do like an orientation we were doing something every week basically to get to know each other. And anyway,
right.
So Adam and I got each other we had to pair up, and you had to write something that you liked, I think, or something about the other person. And then I think Adam wrote, I like that I think you're my soulmate or something. And I was like, what? Because obviously, it really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
He used to be really romantic.
Really?
Yeah, and I know you guys can't imagine this, but like he actually used to be like soppy.
Aww.
Like soppy bollocks, basically. And I was like, okay, I've never had this before from a guy. I was quite ahead of my years when I joined school, so I was quite old for my age, I'd say. So I'd had like little boyfriends basically, and since I was probably about 10 years old.
Playing the field.
But I only would do like just kissing, like never ever anything more than that. So when Adam was like, "You're my soulmate," I was like, "Oh, okay, sure, that's nice." Like, you know, but I kind of felt the same way, but I wanted to play it cool.
Yeah.
And I think I probably didn't play it cool. I think I did probably, but I probably didn't. Yeah. Like at 14, do you know how to play it cool?
Not really.
I mean, we're screaming and like running on the fields at school, and like, we're not playing it cool. Yeah. But in my head, I was. I'm gonna play this cool. Yeah.
So then, when did you know it was serious? Like, when were you like, oh shit, like, I actually really like this guy, and I think we might like, you know.
I think when he wrote me a poem.
When was this?
When he asked me out officially. That's when I was
like not
Adam, not the Adam we know.
Adam ass, yeah.
Yeah, and also like not a very 15-year-old boy thing to do.
I think he was his own. He was like on his own path.
Oh, good for him.
To love, you know? Yeah. He couldn't see anything else except for me. No, I'm joking.
So romantic.
But he was really romantic. And like the boys at school at that age were all just talking about their peepees. And like, who's got the biggest willy?
Yeah.
And I don't think Adam was doing that. Like he was mature for his age, I would say, in that sense. Yeah. So maybe...
So you're a good match.
We're a good match in that sense.
Yeah. In that, only that.
We'll get into the other things.
Okay, exciting. Cliffhanger.
What was the question?
When you knew you were like it was serious.
The day you asked me out.
Oh, okay.
I think.
So how long had you been like in this kind of thing?
Maybe like 2 months.
Okay. And you made it official with a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Aww. Do you still have it?
Somewhere. And I still have like my first bouquet of flowers that he got me for our 1 year anniversary, like dried.
Oh my god, that's
is that creepy?
No, not at all.
I was telling Maria earlier, I was looking through my memory box and I have my tights from the first time I got fingered. And I was like,
it's so weird.
Why do I have this?
A memento.
Yeah, like someone will like someday I will need this to remind myself.
Today's the day.
That really good memory.
Yeah.
We're talking about it now. Oh my god, do you ever watch The Real Housewives?
Yes, but not really.
Okay, so basically, in The Real Housewives, you guys should do this, by the way. There's a reason why I'm saying this.
Okay.
In The Real Housewives of like they keep things that like significant things from the show. So like if someone, I don't know. Okay, so one woman bought a baby a gift when it was born, and the other one, they were feuding, the mother and this other woman that bought the gift. So she like shunned the bunny, and then this bunny is now in like the Real Housewives of New Jersey museum, and there's like famous moments of this object. That should be an object.
So yeah,
you have to get a shelf.
Sextras museum.
And then you guys just keep adding to it.
Okay, yeah. So he wrote you a poem, basically.
Yes.
But if you ever get married, which I mean we'll get into this, but like you should put that on the wedding invitation.
Oh my god,
that would be really
like
cute.
Scan it.
Yeah.
But then what about like when you were already dating and stuff? Like surely did you have a moment where you were like, well, I don't know, because I guess you were kind of like quite young, so then you went through like what, sixth form together, and then
did you have any doubts?
What happened? Like, did you? Yeah.
I think, yes. Well, there was a few doubts, but not really like it was more like my own insecurities were coming through. I think scared of not like it not working for whatever reason, and more the closer I got to like the end of sixth form, it was then the next step, which was university, you know, worries. But I think maybe the first time I felt serious, like I made him wait to have sex until I was 16, the legal age.
So you waited like
I made him wait
like 2 years.
Well,
Yeah.
it was kind of a year.
What?
It was a year and a couple of months.
Okay.
A year and like so we started dating in the December, so he was already 15 from November, and then the following December it was our first year anniversary, and then that January I turned 16.
Okay.
So it was that a year and a month maybe.
Okay.
Oh wow, okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
that's
a
a
long
very
time.
long time. What
So
did
I
you do
think
for a whole year?
if he did that, I was like, if you can wait until you're 16, or I'm 16 because you're older than me by 3 months, then like that's a good indication that this is like
For real.
for real and you like me.
Yeah.
And I actually did think I used that a little bit as, is this real or not? So I think maybe that's the first time.
So
Okay.
kind of mentioned before we started recording that you had this sort of like fear of sex and whatever. Was that
Yeah.
also part of the reason?
I think, yeah, a massive
Or-
part. I think like growing up, going to church every Sunday with my mum and like my sister and my cousin and whatever, you know, that I think played quite a bit into me not wanting to have sex, and maybe giving myself like a goalpost of it, at least let it be legal, you know.
Yeah.
Like if not before marriage, then at least let it be legal.
Yeah.
So I think that was my thought process, and yeah, I didn't want my mum to find out, basically.
Yeah.
Which is quite a funny story actually, how she did find out that I had sex for the first time.
Oh my god.
There was a condom wrapper in my pocket, and I just put
Hall
my
of
washing
Fame.
on the floor or whatever, and then the washing came out, and there was a condom wrapper there,
Oh my god.
Oh damn.
and obviously like she was not happy
What
for
did she
obvious
say?
reasons, because I think she was still quite religious at the time. I think she was more upset that she was pissed off that I didn't tell her and didn't feel comfortable to tell her, but also, you shouldn't be having sex.
Yeah.
You're only 16 or whatever. No! But then it went on to like, is it safe? And I was like, well, there's a condom wrapper, so
Yeah, so clearly.
don't worry about that. Duh. Yeah, and then don't go on the pill, like you'll ruin yourself and like all this stuff.
Oh wow.
Which actually,
She's got a point.
I did ruin myself when I went on the pill. Like it was
really?
really bad for my mental health.
Oh,
Oh shit.
It just, every pill I was on, I honestly felt very up and down basically.
Yeah.
And I was on the pill for 8 years, and
Yeah.
then I only felt normal again when I came off the pill.
Oh my god.
8 years of up and
How
down
come
like
you
that.
stayed on it for so long?
I didn't think it was the pill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I changed the pill
Yeah.
like 5 times in those 8 years. So I was like, it must be me.
Oh wow. That's crazy. So did you go on the pill because you were like scared of getting pregnant, or?
Yeah. Mainly to not get pregnant, basically.
Okay.
And obviously you always hear that it's better for the guy
Yeah.
if like they're not wearing condoms. And also because we're in a long-term relationship,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to get an STD,
Yeah.
obviously, unless he cheats on me or something, or vice versa, and
Yeah.
we don't wear a condom, and then obviously give it to each other.
Yeah.
What was that like not having sex and stuff? Like what did you talk? I'm guessing you talked about it, and then what was it like when you did have sex, and like do you regret that choice, or are you like glad that that's
Yeah, honestly, I think the second I turned 16, it was so nervous because I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Now
did you
I
feel ready?
now I'm like,
when-
now I have to
Now you have to do
now
it.
I have to have sex now.
Yeah.
It's like he's waited all this time.
like the
But he was
fucking
so
deadline
respectful.
date.
Like
Aw.
I never once, even after I was 16, pressurized me, which I think made me relax.
That's good.
And then I was ready. Like, you know, everyone has that moment when they just feel ready, or not. Some people don't get to have that moment.
Yeah.
But for obvious reasons. But like, I think I was very lucky that he was so respectful and so kind and never forced me. And I'm the one that initiated it because obviously I was like, ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was weird, very weird. I was like, that's a penis. Okay.
So had you never
But we
like
just
done
got
anything?
Got it done. And it was over.
Okay, fair. So yeah, like what? Not to like linger on this first time for too long, but like, how did it happen eventually? Like, was it like obviously
Yeah.
it was kind of planned, but
Yeah.
was there a day where you were like, okay, it's gonna happen on this day, or was it just kind of organic?
I went over, like I always do. Oh, by the way, at this point, I wasn't allowed to stay over and vice versa.
Okay.
So it was quite difficult
Mm.
to like plan it because, well, no, it wasn't difficult to plan it, but I think it was almost like we had to plan it. I
Yeah.
think, if I remember correctly, it was so long ago now, but I think I was at his house in his family home. Sorry, everyone else. Sorry, families. They're not going to listen to this. But it was definitely his house because I was not allowed to sleep. Have him sleep over at mine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was like one afternoon. Afternoon delight.
Casual.
But also, was it? I feel like I would have liked that in a way because it's like you've been with this person for like
Yeah.
over a year now. Like you have this trust and like this comfort with each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like, was it nice in that way, or was it?
Yeah, but I also
I don't
remember
know.
feeling like nervous.
Yeah.
But comforted, but nervous, but also like there's always going to be an element in my head where I think back to it thinking like we were so young and like we're in I think his parents were probably in, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like we can't make a noise
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
you know, in and out, get over and done with. Like that's kind of what I remember it being like.
Yeah.
Like military, like let's go, this is the moment. Kids stay on bed and then suddenly I'm like, okay, let's do it, I'm ready. And he's like, are you sure? And then it's all coming back to me now. And then we just did, and then we did it.
Yeah.
With the condom.
Good.
So yeah. But you know, everyone, I don't know if anyone has ever had a good first time, but you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, I feel like
Yeah.
for a
painful.
first time,
Yeah.
this sounds like very
It's
ideal.
ideal. It was ideal. You know what? I'm very lucky.
Yeah. Okay. Well, can you tell us like, I mean, I guess as we're on the topic of sex, can you tell us a bit of like how your sex has changed, but also how your relationship has changed over the years?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's definitely changed because obviously you grow,
Yeah.
you get older, like your values start forming more in life, but our relationship, I would say, is definitely lots, like we're always strong, but I think it's more now like very comfortable. And obviously that does affect our sex lives because, you know, we can go like 3 weeks to a month without having sex sometimes, which can shock some people.
Yeah.
But I think we are both aligned in that way where we both know exactly when we want to and exactly when we're just like chilling.
Yeah.
And when you live together, it changes the game. Like that's another way we've grown. Like you're with each other he works from home most of the time, I work from home full time.
Yeah.
We're on top of each other in this tiny flat,
Yeah.
you know, and not on top of each other having sex, you know, like, and then like the thought of going to bed next to you as well, like really? Can you leave for a minute? No, I mean, I'm just kidding, but you know, it's just like a married couple already, and we're not even married yet. So obviously we get on each other's tits all the time, and then we also love hard. Like, you know, we're just like a normal couple trying to get through living together and not fighting 24/7. And yeah, people do get shocked by that though, the sex thing. How often, like, you know, is it normal to like have that bigger gap between when you have sex?
Yeah.
And my answer to that is I didn't even realise it had been that long. Next minute my period's here again, which means it's been a month, you know.
Oh, wow,
and I'm like,
yeah.
wait a minute, that's my periods again. Wait, what? Am I early? No, it's been a month. It's been 28 days or whatever. I'm very regular.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes that happens, but then other times we're on it, you know.
Yeah.
Feeling ourselves again, and then we could do it like 3 times in 1 week, but like sometimes, most of the time, it's more sporadic.
Okay. Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
For me, sex isn't the most important thing in a relationship, so that I think that's why we work so well. I think also for him, he's not obsessed with sex. I don't think he's got a very high sex drive. Like, I don't think I have that like super high sex drive, but it's like we know when we both want to have, it's weird. Like, we can be lying in bed watching our own separate shows on the laptops, and then literally without saying a word, it's happening, and you're like, how did you know that I was horny? And like vice versa. It's weird. It's like an energy. For us it is anyway.
Yeah,
but,
that's quite cool.
yeah, but it doesn't mean, I just like, maybe our energies don't align that often. I don't know.
Has it always been like that? Have you gone through periods where it's kind of like, because I'm guessing now that you've been together for so long, you kind of like know each other and like you're like how often you realistically like want to be having sex, and as you said, like you kind of just get when each other want to have sex and all of that kind of stuff.
It wasn't always like that, no. That's more recent, I would say, maybe like during the pandemic. But that's because we were living with each other.
Yeah.
Because before we were living in our parents' houses, like growing up and stuff, you feel more obliged to have sex when you see each other.
Yeah.
Well, that we did anyway, because it's like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to stay over again. So
might as
get
well
it
get
done.
one in, yeah.
Get it in.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we had sex more when we... Well, it's weird, right? We live apart and we have sex more, but when you live together, you have sex less. And you know what? I think that's normal.
Yeah, I think that's normal too.
I think it's... But also, what is normal? Like, some people are really highly
Mm.
sexed. Like, I've got friends who are super highly sexed and, like, want it 3 times a day. So, it depends who you are. What's normal for you?
Yeah.
I think that's normal. That's our natural rhythm.
Yeah.
So, I'm cool with it.
And have your sex drives like matched up from the start, or was that
Yeah.
also like a let's talk about this?
I think I was, like, quite a horny kid. And now I'm like completely calmed down. I think I actually just think my hormones have balanced out or something.
Yeah.
And I think I was more than him when we were younger, which is unusual because boys often have like a lot of testosterone.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I've just come to his level now, basically.
It sounds like very, just like perfect situation, to be honest. Like every question we're asking you, you're like, yeah, I don't know, it's just all good, it's all chill, just going with the flow.
Yeah, well, obviously we have our things.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
what have there, I mean, I guess let's talk about tension then. Have there ever been any moments of like doubt where you've been like, I don't know if this can work, or like you've kind of grown in different directions and it's been like overwhelming?
Yeah. I think the first year at university for me was really tough. Like going to bed crying at night, like missing him, getting really paranoid as well, like about what he was doing, and like experiencing jealousy for the first time. Like I never was jealous in our relationship, and then I just, because I was unhappy, it came out as like, what are you doing? Like, why haven't you answered my messages in like hours? I know on Wednesdays it's at rugby socials with like the netball girls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But it was my insecurities. Like, he would never, like, he wouldn't do that. I knew that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it did make me a crazy motherfucker. I would like call him at 3 a.m. like, where are you? You know?
Yeah.
And that's not who I am. I hated that person that I was for like that little adjustment period. And it didn't last long. It didn't. I think that ended, that jealousy period, when he first came to visit me in Leeds. Big up Leeds University. Because he was in London and I was in Leeds, so we were like miles apart. And then when I also came back to London and realised, oh, it's not that bad, like we can visit each other as much as we want, basically. Yeah. And then it calmed down and that doubt went away, because I was like adamant, even though my friends were like, you've got to break up for uni, like no one stays together at uni, like something's gonna happen, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that, I want there to be a reason that we break up. I don't like think not trying long distance, like why would we not try? Let's try and then fail instead of
just like preemptively break up.
Exactly. Yes, right? And I was like, why are my friends being so unsupportive? Yeah. And actually I got that side. I understood that side once I was there and seeing everyone who went to university with boyfriends and how their relationships are like dropping like flies.
Yeah.
That must have been so scary.
And I was like, fucking hell, my next. They're okay. And I think that definitely influenced me a lot. It influenced me. I think it, and then the doubt came in, but it never really came to anything. I never broke up with him. We never had a conversation like that. It was more like I felt a bit needy. Yeah. I was like, it came out as needy and jealousy. Yeah. And that was it. So luckily, we made it through university, 3 years.
Yes.
So during uni and being long distance and all of that, like, were most of the issues and doubts, as you said, from insecurities, or did you also have like, because I feel like uni is quite the period for like, you're seeing everyone going out and like shagging and like all of this slut culture, not slut culture, like
but yeah,
like sex
sleeping
culture.
It was like
around.
the time to sleep around.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
exactly,
was like,
and like
the time, wasn't it?
yeah. Were you not like
Tempted.
Was it not like FOMO, or was it more like, oh, I'm missing him?
I was at uni. I was never tempted, so that was not the problem. It was more like I was more like missing him.
Yeah.
And it kind of affected my first year because I was like sad about it.
Yeah.
But then putting on a brave face like no one saw. But I did have a lot of questions from people I was meeting, like, what? You've been going out with him for how many years? And like your first year at uni, don't you want to, aren't you tempted? I had that question so often, like a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
People were kind of like judging you for being in a relationship rather than like the other way around.
What's the opposite of slut shaming?
Like long-term relationship shaming.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is quite common at uni. So did you ever feel like, I don't know, how do you deal with those questions? What did you say?
I haven't had that question in a while, like, are you tempted? But I think I would have said something like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not. And I think I would even say, it's weird maybe. But then I was like, actually, no, maybe we just actually are really like strong in our relationship.
Yeah.
That I don't feel tempted at you. I actually didn't feel tempted. Maybe, you know, obviously maybe when I was really hammered once, you know,
Yeah.
but I couldn't even tell you why or what night it was or who I was even with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's such a testament to like, I mean, you'd been together for a while by then, but like just that you can get through that, because also it's regardless of the fact that all these other people are having sex, it's just such a big period of like change in your life, and it's like your first time of independence. So even though like at school you'll obviously grow, especially when you're like 14 to 18. I feel like that's the biggest period of change. But then when you actually have to like exist in the world as a human by yourself, that's so scary.
It's so scary. But yeah, I do think also people still say to me, actually maybe not so much anymore that we live together, but not that long ago, my really good school friends would say, like, aren't you curious to see what sex is like outside of your relationship with someone else? And I was like, probably having more sex than all of you bitches, actually. And like, it's the same thing. No matter who I have sex with, I'm having more sex than all of you, like, put together, probably, on average. But you see my back up just then? Maybe I do need to, no, I'm joking, experience more people. No, I do think that is a hot question. That was a hot question growing up, and even like up until quite recently, and being hounded a little bit, like, don't you want to just have a break and have sleep with loads of people and like experience different people? That was a big question. My answer was always no. I won't do that. Like, I'll if we break up, then obviously I'll have that experience. But like, I'm just living day to day, really. Yeah. That's kind of how I see our relationship. We just live day to day.
Yeah. Have you ever broken up?
So this is the story.
Okay.
that I wanted to tell you. So, nearly is the answer to that. So I was in my second year at uni, and I went with my friend to the sexual health clinic because she thought she may have something, and she said, will you go with me? And I was like, yeah, of course, I'll come with you, no problem. I think it's because we were hungover and she's feeling a bit fragile or whatever, so we went out together. And the nurse said, why are you here today? And she said, oh, I think I might need like a chlamydia test and gonorrhea, whatever, you know, the one that does both. And they were like, okay, and you, why are you here? To me. And I was like, oh, I'm just here for support. And they're like, just do one. Why wouldn't you do one? And I was like, oh, I don't need to. And the nurse went, why wouldn't you need to? Everyone should do them. And I said, oh, I've been in a relationship for like, I think at this point it was like 7 or 8 years. So I was like, I don't need to do one. I've been in a long-term relationship. We've only ever had sex with each other. So like, it's impossible. And then the nurse went, I shit you not. She goes, well, you don't know if he's been sleeping around behind your back at his university. And I just went, give me that damn test. So I was like, because I'd never thought like that was even a thing. So I was like, that won't happen. So I was like, she put doubt in my mind. She like wouldn't take no for an answer. She was like, do the test.
Crazy.
She forced me. I swear to God, she was like, half an inch away of putting that swab up my vagina herself. Like, you know what I mean when someone's quite forceful.
Yeah.
I was like, offended. I was like, fuck off. Like, I don't want to take a test. But then she made me almost.
Yeah.
So I went to my test and I knew nothing was going to come of it. Right. So 2 days later, I get a phone call from the student medical practice.
Yeah.
And they're like, hi, is this Daniela? And I was like, yes. That's my full name, by the way. I was like, yeah, this is she. And it's XYZ from the student medical practice. Have you got availability to come in today? And I said, oh, why? They're like, because your chlamydia test has come back positive. So basically, first thing that happened to me is my knees buckled. My friend was there with me. We were on our way to a lecture we were walking onto a lecture. My knees buckled. I nearly threw up. I nearly passed out. Like, all these emotions, right? Because I was like, I've got scientific proof that you've cheated on me.
Yeah.
Like, scientific proof, right?
Oh my god.
So,
I would have loved
and we've been together
it.
for years. 2 years into university, so we'd had Christmases together, we're close. I'm just thinking, in my head, what the fuck? So I called him.
Yeah.
And I said, get yourself tested. I've got chlamydia. And he was like, what, how have you done something? I was like, no, you've done something. I've not done anything. Like, this is you. And he said, no, I've not done anything. Like, I've not cheated on you. I've not done anything. Like, I swear on my life. And I was like, this guy is really good at lying. This is so scary. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I was livid, crying. We nearly broke up. This was going on. Okay, so I went that day, got that bomb of a pill that they give you to, like, get rid of it. And I get back to the girls. I go back home, right? And at this point, I've been calling him multiple times.
Yeah.
Being like, just tell me, like, different emotions. Okay, and then I approach it another way, being like, it's okay if you did. And then I call him back again and be like, no, it's not, fuck you. And then at one point he'd start switching it around on me, being like, this is just your way of covering up that you've cheated on me. And at this, all the while, he's left all his lectures, he's stopped uni for the day just to go to get himself tested. He needed a blood test. Because he was like, I'm showing, I want to prove to you, I've not got AIDS, I've not got chlamydia, I've not got gonorrhea, I've not got anything. So he did a blood test. And so I went home, and then I told the rest of my housemates, and they were like, you've got to break up with him, D. You've literally got scientific proof that he's cheated on you. Like, this is scary. Like, they're like, you can't ever forgive. Like, this is a crazy story, but like... Yeah. And there's something in the back of my mind thinking, they got it wrong.
Yeah.
So I didn't take that pill.
Okay.
I went to have another test.
Yeah.
On the sly. Again, I didn't tell any of the girls.
Yeah.
I just told them I'd taken the pill.
Yeah.
To keep them, like, shut them up, because they were hounding me to break up with him.
Yeah.
So, like, the next morning I went, got another test, sent it off, and at this point, but between all this time, right, Adam had got a text saying, AIDS, negative, chlamydia, negative,
Yeah.
Okay.
gonorrhea, negative.
So it's like...
So he had nothing.
Yeah.
So then the spotlight was on me.
Yeah, fuck, because now it looks like
Now,
you're the one that
I'm telling the
cheated.
girls, guys, and this is, I had already done a second test, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't tell the girls, and I told the girls that Adam's results were all negative.
Yeah.
So we're sitting down with a piece of paper on the kitchen table, listing every single night out we've been on, and if I'd going on, like, our phones, was she in the taxi, like, did she Uber split with us or whatever, like, did she go home with someone else, like, maybe she was so drunk she can't remember.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely was like, I've had a stroke and, like, forgotten a huge night.
Yeah.
But obviously I've cheated or something, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh my
And
god,
so
that is so scary.
I started
What
doubting
the fuck?
myself. How weird is this story? It gets better. So then we're going through, and they're like, D, it's okay, like, we're gonna figure this out. They were like, you're with us every night. Like, this is how
It just
I
couldn't
don't
have
get
happened,
how and
yeah.
where you could have fitted that in. Like we're always together.
Yeah.
Like, I never go out on my own. I was always freaking out about safety in Leeds anyway, because it could be dodgy at night. So, like, it just would never have happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did this secret sly second test, and I didn't take the antibiotic. And then I wasn't getting any call, which, you know, they tell you, like, if you don't get a call,
Yeah.
or,
You're
like,
fine,
result,
yeah.
it's normally negative.
Mm.
So I called the medical practice, and I'm like, come on, it's been like 3 days, and, like, I'm on the brink of breaking up with my boyfriend. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, it came back within 24 hours. It's negative for chlamydia. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You just told me that I did have it. What do
Yeah,
you mean?
like,
And I said, why? Can that happen? She was like, no, there's no such thing as a false positive. Like, you can't have a false positive. Yeah, there's no such thing. And she said, okay, listen, I'm really sorry to have to tell you this, but like, I think we might have swapped your test with someone else's like the test results, and mislabeled them. Because we're nurses, you know, we're underpaid, overworked.
shit.
She says human error can be a thing.
Oh my god.
And I
So
was
there
like,
was just
there's
someone
out there who's
with
got chlamydia and doesn't know it.
Oh shit!
And all the while, I've like literally gone grey overnight, you know, over like 3 days. So stressed. Whirlwind, nearly broke up with my boyfriend of like 8 years or something, or 7 years. Then it was switched on to me, because he was like, no, you've cheated, because like you're I'm negative and you're positive. And the girls were hounding me for 3 days, so I had a headache. They were like, you got to break up, you got to break up, you got to break up.
Oh my god.
That's so stressful.
wild.
And it was
just
nothing.
human error, yeah.
It was human error.
That is fucked
Imagine
up.
if I hadn't taken that second test.
Damn.
Yeah.
Imagine you
We
broke
would have
up.
broken up. I had a weird... See, that's
Yeah,
circling back.
Intuition.
I was like, he would never do that to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I just know. I believe
Yeah.
him. He's not that good a liar. He can't lie.
Yeah, no, and it would have been like.
He's so bad at lying, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Blessed.
god.
How weird is that? I can't, yeah, I love that story.
That's such a good story.
He hates that story. He doesn't want to remember that chunk,
Aww.
because he's still mad at me. He's still mad at me for talking to him like that over the phone, like shouting at him and like yeah. Oh my god, I was crazy ass bitch.
No, but I would imagine, like, I would have been fuming. Imagine you've been with someone for like fucking 7 years, and then you just found out that they cheated because you got like a positive chlamydia. I would be.
It was like a mirage.
fuming.
I was like, did this even happen?
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's so crazy that I'm always like, that story is so crazy that it could be a lie. Like it could be a lie.
Yeah.
No, genuinely.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We call it, all our friends call it chlamydia gate.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah. So that's our near breakup. Then that's the only time
Okay.
we've nearly broken up
Okay.
as well.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even like no one's fault or anything.
Yeah.
It's just a misunderstanding and an accident.
Nurse's
True.
fault.
Yeah. Some people are like, you should take them to court, and I was like, you know what? NHS are overworked and
Yeah,
underpaid.
like, nah.
it happens.
We're fine.
We're all allowed to
It
make
was a
mistakes.
scary 3 days, but it was all good.
No one died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all still here.
Yeah, so you were saying how like your friends have kind of given you a bit of pressure for like, do you not want to explore? But like, is there any pressure in like the other way of like, are you gonna get married, or like your family saying you're too young to be in this relationship? Like you need to go out and explore the world, or
There's definitely pressure from family members. Yeah. When's the baby? When's the wedding? Is Adam gonna propose to you? Like da 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 da. But it's I find it just I don't even listen anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, it
Just
will happen.
background
You just be
noise.
patient, and it might happen. And if you keep asking, you might not be invited. So like,
Yeah. So fair.
But yeah, no, there is a bit of pressure. But because I think we've been in such a long time relationship, like it's been 11 years, I don't feel stressed at the prospect of like not fulfilling what the families want us to fulfill, because I feel I kind of know it's going to happen at some point. So it's kind of just like background noise at this point. It's like white noise when they say stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, if you just wait a minute, it might happen.
Yeah, and it's also not like, oh, you have to like lock him down now. It's because it's like, it's already happened.
But they all want to be young grandparents.
Oh,
And I'm just like,
yeah.
Can I decide?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not all about you and like how young you want to be as a grandparent.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so annoying.
But yeah, I'm like, I've just started my career.
Yeah.
And I think I don't really feel the pressure, but then I do have panicky moments where I'm a bit like, oh yeah, I am 26 now, and I've got some friends who have babies, and I've got no friends that are married, but yeah. And then I'm like, I do want to be, I've always wanted to be like a young mum,
Yeah.
but like,
now that
when
you're
I
there.
think back to my young mum age, it's 26. It was 26, 25, 26.
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere near ready for
Yeah.
marriage or okay, marriage. I won't change anything.
Yeah. Because you're already living together, so it's
It does not change my relationship. Piece of paper, so that I don't care about. It's a party for everyone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not really for us because everyone wants it so badly.
Yeah.
Like friends, family, teachers from school. One time, sorry, I'm detouring, but it reminded me. When I was at uni, we were playing like Truth or Dare, and I said dare, and my dare was that they dared me to allow my friends dared me to allow them to write a Facebook status, and they went, OMG, I'm so happy with like Adam's proposed or something with like a ring. And I got absolutely hounded on Facebook by like teachers.
Oh my god!
Saying congratulations. When's the big day? Or like,
they're like, where's my invite?
Where's my invite? my mum and dad calling me like, what the flickety fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what happened, because I forgot they'd done it.
Yeah.
We were playing the game. I went back to my phone and it was like hundreds of missed calls and messages.
Oh wow!
Like distant family, relatives, and friends like congratulating us on our engagement.
Oh my god! I feel like that's
Which
a
is
good
actually
test.
kinda cool.
That's a good test of the relationship
right?
that everyone was like so happy about.
Yeah.
I was like, but now is that going to take the shine off when it actually happens? Because they'll be like, this is just another bullshit like engagement.
Nah, it's fine. It's
They'll
fine.
know it's for
They've
real.
forgotten.
Yeah.
They've forgotten.
You'll have the ring and everything.
Yeah.
Would you ever propose to him?
I'm not against that.
Yeah.
I think I mean like if it felt right.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know how I was saying like we're in line with knowing when things are
You'll
right.
propose on
Imagine
the same day.
night.
That would be so funny. I feel like that would
That'd be
happen.
cute.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, that would be really cute.
But yeah, no, I'm not against being the one who proposes. So I just think, also it's weird. I just don't feel like I need a wedding or not. I don't need a ring, and I don't feel like I never really felt that way. It's
Yeah.
weird. Maybe that's just because the way I am is like I live my relationship day to day. Like
Yeah.
we both live day to day. We're not really planners
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or
Okay.
form.
And I feel like it doesn't really make sense to get married if like you're already living together. I assume, do you rent or did
We
you buy
rent.
somewhere?
We
Yeah,
rent.
so you split the rent.
We split the rent 50-50, and yeah, it's a very equal relationship,
Yeah.
which I love, but also at the same time I think we could both be quite complacent, and it's not a bad thing because it means we're comfortable, but I also think it kind of puts us in a rotation of like we're so comfortable that we don't make time for each other. That's why we've got time tree, the joint, or you know, because we're on top of each other all the time at home, we both gauge that as we spend loads of time together,
Yeah.
Right.
but we don't do things together. We don't, like we do go for dinner every now and again. I'm not saying we do nothing together, but we had to get a joint calendar
Yeah.
to schedule actual things in,
Yeah.
and it really has helped. But our love language is very different.
Oh.
So mine is like acts of service, acts of kindness. So like if he does the washing up without me asking, I get like fanny flutters. Like, I swear to God,
Yeah.
like I'm like that, and then that's how I know that's like definitely one of my
Yeah.
love languages. But his is like receiving gifts, acts of kindness, but like they don't really match up that much.
What's it been like sort of never being single? Like, do you ever, not to like say that this is what's meant to happen or whatever, but you hear sometimes like the whole like, how do you know like what I'm like by myself if I've never been like single, and like I've always been in a relationship and it's always been like D and Adam. Like, do you feel like it's always been D and Adam, or how have you made it? Okay, there's me and there's Adam, and like, yeah, how have you sort of like tried to maintain that individuality being always in a relationship?
I think it really is down to who people are as who you are as a person. So I think my personality, I've always been quite like independent in that way, and like we have separate friendship groups. So
Okay.
Well, at school, it was very, like, as you guys kind of know, like, our year was very, like, we were all close, but there were definite breakaway groups from the big, wider group. So he had his own, I have my own, and to this day, we still have the same friends and the same 2 groups or whatever. So that helped, because I had a personality outside of my relationship with my friends, and Adam is always shocked at, like, how nuts I am around my friends. He's like, you guys encourage this behaviour, like, and he tries to undo all the behaviour, and then I'm crazy with my friends. But that's really who I am, like, but with Adam, I am definitely, like, myself, because I have, like, crazy outbursts, and he has to be like, you're in a weird mood, and I'm like, yeah, in a really weird mood, like, running around the house naked, like, just like it's on fire or something, like screaming and like, just really attention seeking, basically. And he's like, oh my god, and he'll just be like, no, you're in that mood, oh my god, get out of that mood, it's really irritating, So we're definitely yin yang, so in that sense, and I think that's what's kept us me and him having our, like, authentic personalities.
Okay, yeah.
And I definitely think I make him more social and outgoing, because his default is definitely to just sit at home, play video games and watch TV, do nothing. He doesn't like going out, he hates that, whereas I'm more of an extrovert, basically. And then he calms me down, so we balance each other out. Like, we've got a tattoo together. I wish it was yin yang now, but like, we've got a heart, but that's actually another story. We definitely balance each other out, which is, I think, why we've worked for so long. I don't feel like I've ever, and you can ask my friends this, they say the exact same thing, that I've never lost who I am as a person. I've always been the exact same person. Like, I've never changed for any, like, for a relationship, which is the only relationship I've had, but, like, really, but, like, I've never changed for my boyfriend. I've always been me. And if you can't accept me, you can fuck off. So I'm lucky that he does. But yes, I think having separate friendship groups is really important. Top tip of the day. And if we merge, obviously, but, like, at the end of the day, they are separate. But
I guess I was actually going to say, do you have any tips? Because I guess you've watched relationships around you kind of, like, fail throughout the years. Not to sound really pessimistic, but, like, I'm sure your friends have been in relationships, and you maybe have a different perspective on, like, why it failed. So maybe you could give tips for people and how to make it, like, last.
Well, we're not always perfect, that's the thing. Because we definitely have arguments. So my first tip would be, when you're having an argument, assess whether it's worth the ag, first of all. Because but by the way, I'm so bad at doing that. But, like, I'm learning still after 11 years. Is this worth me shouting at him about it? Like, is it going to change my life if he doesn't do the dishes right now? Because I'm like, right now, if you don't do it right now, I asked you, like, 5 times, like a mother, it's really bad, and I don't like that part of me. So assess whether it's worth it, and if it's not, get a cleaner. No, joking. And, like, for me, I had to learn how to, which I'm still learning, again, everything I'm still learning, but, like, the tone of voice that I speak to him sometimes, like, if I had to play it back, not cute. I mean,
it's not a vibe.
It's not a vibe. I didn't sign up to be his mother, but sometimes I catch myself. You didn't squeegee the shower screen. Like, oh my god, there's piss in the toilet seat. That's fair enough, actually.
Yeah, that's completely fair enough.
Actually, you know what? He's really good at not peeing on the toilet seat. So that was just like an example, but he's never actually done that.
Okay.
But, like, I can hear myself sometimes going, oh my god. So that's another tip. Try not to nag like a mum, because I think, like, that's, like, really off-putting. Do you know what I mean? It's not just for him, but to hear myself be that crazy, like, that's not nice for anyone.
Not hot.
So yeah, that's my second tip. And so pick your battles. Listen to the way you speak to each other. I never go to sleep on argument. I hate that.
Yeah, I hate
the anxiety. Just horrible. And once you get in the habit of going to sleep in an argument, it makes you like argue more almost, because you're like, well, I went a night angry at you, so I can go like another night angry at you, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, always try and make up, unless it's obviously like there's no going back from it and you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Always make up. And what else? I've got lots of tips, but I think
Have a shared calendar.
have a shared calendar.
Yeah.
If you're not going on enough dates or like making enough time for each other, have a shared calendar. And you know what? He really, really didn't like the idea of it at the beginning. And now he's obsessed with it more than me. Like, he'll be like, what? It's not on the calendar, so you're not going. Like, we're having a night together. And I was like, well, it's not on the calendar either. So like, he's like, he gets frantic. He's like, you didn't put it on the calendar though. When did you tell me this? It's not on the calendar. I'm like, okay, chill out. And
what about any sex
yes,
tips?
I was going to get onto that. I would say, I think, okay, so I'm going to speak from someone else's. I've got another friend who's in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And I actually asked her, how do you keep it hot? And she was like, it's really bad because they've moved in together. And she's like, since we moved in, same issue, not having as much sex. And they were like super on it before. And she was asking me, is that normal? Like, what do you do? And I was like, I don't know, what do you do? And she was like, well, I get dressed up and like do like role play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we're not into that. Like, that's not our thing.
Yeah.
But I was like fascinating, like how do people do like such different things to keep it like spicy? Maybe like make it a little bit of an effort. Like if you want to have sex, maybe put some like sexy underwear on instead of your granny pants, which I'm always wearing, which will give a hint.
Yeah.
Like go to bed in your thong, basically. That's a good indication if you want to have sex. Just try if you're the kind of relationship that is like willing to try new things, and your guy doesn't feel like emasculated by it, or vice versa. Why not? Sex toys. Some people are into that.
Yeah.
Bring a little bullet into the room. Some of them are really cute as well.
Yeah,
they're actually so cute.
Sure.
So there's so many things. And also I've got lots of friends who were like averted to bringing sex toys into the bedroom because first of all there's like they're worried that their boyfriend or their partner's going to feel emasculated, or especially if it's a boyfriend that's emasculating them, they feel emasculated sometimes. But then also it was the cost. They're like, sex toys are really expensive. And I was like, actually, they're not that expensive. You know, Love Honey's a good one. Like, they're not. You can get like good sex toys for cheap. You know, if you're not going with like the big names. Yeah. The big brands, because that's what you're paying for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So some good tips for people, and like, just really interesting to hear about. I mean, I'm single, so it's interesting to hear about like the long-term relationships, and also I feel like I always just wonder how like that works out, that you like grew together and how it's just like aligned over the years. No, it's been amazing. And we're super happy for you, and also if you ever get married, you have to invite us. It's going to be sponsored by Sextras. Yes, and we can like have everything pink, the D and Adam Hall of Fame. What should I bring? We'll like curate the exhibition. Oh my god, please. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. We could put like Sextra stickers everywhere from this like episode or something. Oh god, you guys will definitely catch an invite, don't you worry about it. Lovely. We're very excited. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Do you want to tell people like, thank you for having me, guys. Do you want to plug anything on Instagram? I am launching my new website for my design agency. Very nice. Because I went through a rebrand, so it's called Big Squeeze. Okay. It's not out yet, but I'm plugging it. Actually, you know what I want to plug? The Instagram, because it's got 0 followers at the moment, and it's got no posts, but I will be posting at some point in the near future, hopefully in March, so that's around the corner. So if you want to go follow, I think it's at bigsqueeze.london. Okay, that's cool. My design account. Lovely. So yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, definitely check that out, guys. Yeah, and then you guys know where to find us on Instagram at Sextras Podcast, Facebook Sextras Podcast, our website www.sextraspodcast.com, and send us an email sextraspodcast@gmail.com. and we will see you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to Sextras, presented by Honey Jane Wyatt and Maria Jose Hayodatiyi. Produced by Mabel Productions.